Hello, welcome to our channel. So, ang topic natin ngayon will be for DC circuits. Episode 3. So, we will discuss on voltage, energy, power, and circuit elements. So, yung first 2 episode natin ay all about charge and current, right? So, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood, yung episode 1 and 2, ililink ko na lang sa description. So, ngayon, let's have the new topic, voltage, energy, power, and circuit elements. So, another important concepts and terminologies in electrical circuits. So, let's start with voltage. So, ano ba yung voltage? Sulat natin yung definition. So, voltage or potential difference is the energy required to move a unit charge through an element measured in volts or capital V. In honor of Alessandro Antonio Volta. Okay? So sabi, voltage or pwede ring potential difference is the energy required to move a unit charge through an element measured in volts. So, di ba dun sa previous topic natin on current, charge and current, so magkakaroon lang tayo ng current kung meron tayong moving charge or electrons. Okay? So, para mag-move yung electrons, kailangan natin ng work or energy transfer. Okay? So, kailangan natin ng electromotive or external electromotive force, EMF, para magawa yung work. Okay? Para ma-transfer yung electrons from one point to another. Ito yung voltage natin. Okay? Yung electromotive force. So, example is the battery, yung DC source natin. Right? So, tinatawag yon na yun yung voltage or potential difference. Okay, the energy required to move a unit charge through an element para magkaroon tayo ng current. Kasi nga kapag nagmo-move na yung charges, meron na tayong current. Okay? So, let's say we have voltage VAB. Okay? Between 2 points A and B. Okay, let's say meron tayo ditong point A, tsaka point B. Tapos meron tayong element, ito. So the voltage between points A and B, so let's denote a polarity, plus, minus, is the voltage VAB. Okay, so the voltage between the 2 points VAB in an electric circuit, ito yung energy or work needed to move a unit charge from A to B. Okay? So let's say meron kang unit charge dito from A, tapos magmo-move siya to B. So kailangan natin ng voltage VAB para magawa yung work na yon. So para makaproduce ng moving charge and at the same time current, right? So yun yung nagtutulak or nagpo-force doon sa mga charges natin to move from one point to another. Kaya without the voltage, hindi rin tayo magkakaroon ng current. Okay? Kaya nagka-come in combination yung dalawa or they should be combined yung voltage and current para magkaroon tayo ng moving charges. Okay? Tapos, we can represent this voltage VAB mathematically as dW over dQ. Okay? Or it can be equal to W over Q, where W is the energy or work, right? Measured in joules. It is measured in joules or capital J. And Q, alam na natin to sa previous lesson sa charge and current. Q is our charge measured in coulomb or capital C, right? So, ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong 1 volt, so 1 volt, that's the voltage, is equivalent to 1 joule per coulomb, right? Or let's say, C pala, sorry. 1 J per coulomb. 1 joule per coulomb. So, ito yung formula natin. Voltage is equal to work or energy over charge. Q. Okay? In honor nga yung unit natin ng voltage is volts, right? In honor to Alessandro Antonio Volta. Tapos, referring to the same figure, so take note, pwede nating i-describe ito. Pwede nating sabihin na, okay, we can state that, referring to this illustration, point A is at a potential VAB volts higher than B. Or the potential, so ganito mag-describe ng voltage. The potential at point A with respect to B is VAB. So, yung point A daw is at a potential, ito yung value, VAB, volts higher than B. Okay? So, pwede nyo lagyan ng polarity. Mahalaga yung polarity sa voltage, right? So, positive yung terminal A, tapos negative yung terminal B, which means na mas mataas yung potential kay A, VAB volts, higher VAB volts than point B kasi siya yung nasa negative potential, right? Or in simplest word, we can just say that the potential at point A with respect to B is VAB. Okay, take note that the potential, nauna yung point A with respect to B, so higher potential with respect to lower potential is equal to VAB. Pero pwede rin tayong, okay, pwede rin tayong mag-represent ng baliktad. Okay, so etong VAB natin, it's also equal to negative V of BA. So pinagbaliktad natin yung subscript. So ibig sabihin ng V sub AB, okay, it is equal to V sub B, V sub A minus V sub B, right? Which is equal to, so take note, binaliktad natin, nauna na si B. Quantity V sub B minus V sub A. Okay? So, magiging equal sila. Distribute nyo lang yung negative. It will be negative V sub B plus V sub A. Right? So, commutative property, V sub B minus V sub A. Unahin natin si V sub A minus V sub B. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito kapag in-illustrate natin as an example? Halimbawa, so same figure. Ito, same figure, copy. So mahalaga sa voltage yung polarity. Kaya dapat nagigets nyo yung concept nito. Yun i-discuss ko ngayon. So let's say ito is 9 volts. Tapos papalitan ko yung polarity. Nasa taas si negative, nasa baba si positive. So para maging equivalent ito dito, ang gagamitin nating value ng voltage should be negative 9 volts. Okay, so alam natin na yung definition nito, right? Point A is at a potential, point A is at a potential of 9 volts higher or above point B. Okay, base dito sa pag-describe natin kanina, right? So paano naman ngayon to? So yung positive si B, right? So it means that point B naman is, so anong value? Negative 9 volts or at a potential is, gayahin natin to, at a potential negative 9 volts above A. Okay? So titingnan nyo kung saan yung higher potential, yun yung una nyong reference point dito sa description. Tulad nito, positive si A, so kaya point A is a potential 9 volts above point B. Pero pag binalitag nyo yung polarity, it should be point B is at a potential negative 9 volts above A. Okay, kasi si B ngayon yung nasa positive polarity. Tapos, ginawa nating negative 9 volts just to conform with the definition that VAB is equal to negative VBA. Right? So, kapag ni-represent natin yung VAB, VA minus VB is equal to 9 volts dito, right? Sa illustration na yan. Pero kapag negative VBA, it should be negative of V sub B minus V sub A, which is equivalent to negative 9 volts. Or it should be equal to 9 pala kasi may negative na. Right? So magiging equal lang yan. Or actually, kahit VB na lang, VBA is equal to negative 9. Okay, kasi biniligtad mo ngayon yung subscript, right? VBA, so that will be VB minus VA is equal to negative 9. So magse-same lang siya dito. Okay, so pwede rin natin gamiting terminology dito is there is a voltage drop, right? Voltage drop of 9 volts from A to B, right? Dito sa illustration na to. Okay? Voltage drop of 9 volts from A to B. Or kung ito naman yung illustration natin dito, pwede naman nating sabihin that there is a 9 volt voltage rise, okay, from B to A. Voltage rise naman siya. Okay? So, sabi, current and voltage are the two basic variables in electric circuits. Okay? So, they are the common term signal used for electric quantity and when it is used for conveying information. So kapag nag-analyze tayo ng mga circuits, so pwede tayong magkaroon ng voltage source saka current sources. Okay? So yung symbol natin pala for voltage source is ganito. Circle, tapos dapat merong polarity, plus minus. Tapos i-include nyo kung anong value ng voltage. Okay? So pwede ring baliktad. Baliktarin nyo yung polarity. Minus plus. Kapag yung current source, diba ganito, gagawin nyo lang arrow yung polarity. So pwedeng pataas. Tapos may value yung current. Then pwede ring pababa. Okay, so voltage source. Ito yung current source. So ganito yung symbols na makikita natin sa mga i-analyze nating circuits. Okay, next. So ito yung concepts about voltage, right? So by the way pala sa voltage source din natin, meron din tayong DC tsaka AC. Okay? So kapag AC or DC pala muna, kasi DC tayo, 'di ba? DC circuits tayo. So DC circuits, constant voltage. Constant voltage with respect to time. So pag ginraph nyo, voltage versus time, constant value lang siya. Okay, let's say 5 volts. Pero kapag AC or alternating, so this is direct and this is alternating. Although current kasi yung meaning natin sa C, pwede rin siyang i-apply sa voltage. Okay? DC voltage, AC voltage. Ito naman, hindi siya constant. Okay? Varies with respect to time. Or varying voltage with respect to time. So halimbawa, yung AC or yung sinusoidal voltage. Let's say, ganito. Yan. So, meron siya, let's say, 5 volts dito, negative 5 volts peak. Yan. So, nagva-vary yung value niya at a particular time. Hindi siya fixed or constant just like DC, right? So, itong AC circuit, itong AC natin na signals, voltage and current, sa circuits 2 nyo pa yan. Okay, so dito sa circuits 1, puro mga constant voltage and current tayo. Mas madali pa siya compared sa AC circuits. Kasi yung computations natin dito is mga real numbers lang or constants lang kapag DC circuits. So kaya mastering nyo agad to, yung DC circuits. As early as your circuits 1, lahat ng concepts na matututunan nyo sa DC circuits, ma-apply nyo lang din yon sa AC circuits. Pero sa AC circuits, mas magiging complicated lang yung mathematical computations. Okay? Yun. So, ito yung mga concepts natin for voltage. And next, let's have the power. Power and energy. Okay, so although current and voltage are the two basic variables in electric circuit, they are not sufficient by themselves. For practical purposes, we need to know how much power an electric device can handle. Okay, so mahalaga yung power weightings, di ba? Like for the devices. Okay, so ano ba yung power? So power is the time rate of expending or absorbing energy. It is measured in watts or capital W. In honor of James Watts naman. Okay, yung units for power. Watts or capital W. So, the time rate of expending or absorbing energy. So, time rate siya, ibig sabihin, rate of doing or doing work, which means pwedeng nag-expend, nagsusupply, or nag-absorb ng energy, right? So, pwede nating i-represent as a derivative. Time rate of doing work, which is, let's denote P, let's denote power with P, and we know that the work or energy kanina, we denoted by W, right? So therefore, P is the derivative of W with respect to time T. Okay, so dito yung power natin is the P measured in watts. Okay, tapos yung W is yung energy measured in yon joules, di ba? Kanina sa voltage, same. Joules or capital J. Tapos yung time dito, T. Measured in seconds or S. Yan. So, power is the time rate of W or the time or the derivative of W with respect to time. So, pwede ngayon natin gamitin yung so far derived formula for the charge, for the current, I mean, and voltage. Para ma-relate natin yung power with respect to, o ma-relate natin yung power in terms of current and voltage using this definition. So ano ba meron tayo so far? 'Di ba yung I is dq over dt, right? Tapos yung V is dw over dq. Okay? Kapag minanipulate natin yung dw over dt, so pwede siyang gawing dw over dq times dq over dt, right? So yung dw, dt, dq, dq, yan ay serves as a differential in calculus, right? So ibig sabihin, pwede nyo itong i-cancel. Therefore, equivalent lang siya sa dw over dt rin, right? Pero, hindi natin ika-cancel, kukuhain natin yung definition or yung formula for dw over dq tsaka dq over dt. Ano ba yung dw over dq? Di ba yan yung voltage? Times, ano yung dq over dt? Yan yung current. So therefore, yung power pala is equivalent to the product of voltage and current. So diba ito yung sikat na formula natin for power. Voltage times current. Okay? Tapos dito sa power, sabi the power P dito is a time varying quantity and is called instantaneous power. Okay, thus the power absorbed or supplied by an element is the product of voltage across the element and the current through it. So meron tayong sign dito sa power. Okay? Pwede tayong magkaroon ng positive power or negative power. So pag positive yung power, it means yung power is being delivered. Delivered or absorbed by the element. Okay, being delivered to or absorbed by the element. Yung element na yon, any electrical element, electrical circuit elements. Okay? Kapag negative naman, yung power natin, okay, it means that the power is being supplied. Okay? Power is being supplied by the element. So actually, gagamitin natin dito yung passive sign convention. Okay? Sige, sulat natin yung definition ng passive sign convention. Ito, mahalaga to, yung passive sign convention sa circuit analysis. Okay, what is passive sign convention? It is satisfied when the current enters through the positive terminal of an element and P or the power is equal to positive VI. But if the current enters through the negative terminal P is equal to negative VI. So ito yung pag-determine natin kung power is absorbed or power is delivered using the passive sign convention. Ang palatandaan natin, sabi it is satisfied when the current enters through the positive terminal. Okay, of an element and the power is plus minus, positive VI. So kapag nag-enter yung current sa positive terminal, positive yung power natin, and when it's positive, therefore, absorbed by the element yon, right? Kapag yung current naman is nag-enter through the negative terminal, the power is negative VI, or it means that the power is being supplied by the element. So halimbawa, sige, for the illustration ng positive power, okay, let's say meron tayo ditong element, okay, any electrical element, tapos meron tayong terminal na to, dalawa, tapos may polarity siya kasi lalagyan natin ng voltage eh. So let's say ito yung positive polarity, ito yung negative polarity. And then let's say yung voltage is 4 volts. Tapos mag-a-assign tayo ng current direction, let's say going to the right with value 3 amps. So ano ngayon yung power dito sa element? So using passive sign convention, papasok yung 3 amp current sa positive, right? Okay, so therefore, yung power niya is what? Positive formula VI, which is, ano ba si V? Ito, 4 volts, 4 times current 3. So siya ay positive 12 watts. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nag-a-absorb ng power kasi positive. Or pwede rin ganito, another illustration. So negative naman tong taas, tapos positive itong baba. So saan dapat yung current? Dito papasok, right? Okay? Or lalabas siya dito, right? Papasok dito, tas lalabas sa negative. Actually, ganun din naman dito, right? Papasok sa positive, lalabas sa negative. Pero dahil binultag natin yung polarity, ngayon nasa taas si negative, tas nasa baba si positive. So dapat yung current na to, kung sa taas pa rin natin ilalagay yung current, okay, leaving na siya. Leaving sa negative polarity. Hindi na papasok or going to the right, but going to the left na dapat, right? Yan. So, ganun pa rin yung value niyan. Power is positive 12 watts. Okay, paano kapag negative? Yung kabaliktaran lang. So, if P is negative VI, ito yung illustration. So, let's say we have negative and positive dito. Tapos 4 volts. Then, naglalagay ako ng current, same 3 amps, going to the right at this terminal. So, papasok siya ngayon sa negative polarity. Yan. So, ngayon, magiging power niyan is negative. So, negative ng 4 again, 4 volts pa rin, tsaka 3 amps. Negative 12 watts naman. Okay? Ibig sabihin, negative siya, supplying power, right? Supplying ng power yung element. Pag negative yung power. Or another illustration, So, baliktarin natin yung polarity. Okay, positive naman sa taas, tas negative sa baba. So, same pa rin, 4 volts. Pero yung arrow ngayon ng current, dapat palabas ngayon ng positive polarity sa taas. Right? Kasi papasok pa rin siya dito sa negative, tapos lalabas sa positive. Dapat. Para mag-negative yung power. So, 3 amps din to. So, same pa rin yung value. Okay? So, ganyan mag-identify kung yung element ba is nag-a-absorb or nagsusupply ng power using passive sign convention. So, take note that positive power absorbed is equal to negative power supplied. Right? Tama, 'di ba? Kasi positive 'di ba kapag negative kapag nag-a-absorb. Positive pala, sorry, tama 'di ba? By passive sign convention, positive kapag nag-a-absorb. Pero kapag nagsusupply, negative, right? Kaya may negative sign dito para maging positive yung value. Okay? So tandaan nyo na positive power absorbed is equal to negative power supplied. Okay? Or let's say, for example, absorbing power of negative 12 watts. So, absorbing power of negative 12 watts. So, equivalent yan saan? Is equivalent to what? To supplying power of positive 12 watts. Right? Kasi, ano ba yung sign convention pag absorbing? Di ba pag absorbing should be positive? Okay? Pero ang ginawa dito is negative 12 watts. Okay? So, positive ng negative 12 watts, negative 12 watts pa rin. So, equivalent yon sa supplying power of positive 12 watts. Kaso, pag supplying, di ba negative dapat? Right? So, negative of positive 12 watts, magiging negative 12 watts. So, pareho silang negative 12 watts. Okay, iba lang yung pag-state. Pag-state ng kung ano yung condition sa power. Kung nag-a-absorb ba or nagsusupply. So, mahalaga dito yung mga signs. Signs na ilalagay nyo sa power, kung negative or positive. Ganon din sa current, okay? Kung negative yung current or positive yung current. Pag negative yung current, as discussed din sa previous lesson, gagawin nyo lang positive pero i-oppose nyo yung assigned direction. Okay? Same magnitude, gagawin yung positive, disregard yung negative pero magiging opposite direction. Right? Halimbawa, current going to the right is 5 amps. Okay? Tapos, current going to the left is what? Negative 5 amps. Tama ba to? Magka-same ba yan dalawa? Magka-same kasi may negative to, ibig sabihin positive din siya. Ibig sabihin same magnitude pero yung inassign na current dito na going to the left, dapat babalik ta rin nyo. So equivalent siya sa going to the right, yung tamang direction ng current, pero pwede nyo nang gawing positive 5 amps. So yung mga ganitong sign convention, mahalaga to sa circuit analysis. Sa tatandaan nyo. Okay? Yung mga signs sa voltage, sa current, tsaka sa power. Kung negative or positive. Particularly, itong passive sign convention yung susundin natin. Passive sign convention. Saan ba yan? Ito. Tapos kapag mga passive elements like capacitor, resistor, inductor, lagi silang nag-a-absorb ng power. Kaya kapag maglalagay kayo ng polarity sa resistor, capacitor, inductor, dapat positive, negative, then yung current laging papasok sa positive polarity. Okay? Pero sa voltage source, depende na yun sa circuit kung ano talaga yung original polarity. Pero kapag yung mga pag yung mga passive elements, resistor, inductor, capacitor, ganito lagi dapat ilalagay nyo. Okay? Dapat yung current is papasok sa positive. Bawal baliktad. Kasi magiging supplying yun kapag ganun, di ba? Which is hindi, laging nag-absorb yung resistor, capacitor, tsaka inductor ng power. Kasi nga mga passive sila, elements. Okay? Sige, ano pang concept sa power? Ayun, so sa power, sinusunod natin yung law of conservation of energy. Okay? So, sabi, the algebraic sum of power in a circuit at any instant time must be zero. Summation of power within the circuit should be equal to zero. Okay? Parang sa ano rin to sa Kirchhoff's laws, yung KVL, KCL. Okay? Halimbawa, kung ano yung sinupply ng source, let's say a voltage source, tapos meron tayong mga absorbing element, yan. So, ito yung P total natin, yung nagsusupply ng power, itong voltage source. Then, meron tayong mga nakakonect na elements across that source in series lang. Meron siyang P1, P2, P3. Okay, so yung PT natin dapat should be equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Okay? Kung ano yung sinupply mo, dapat ma-distribute siya sa bawat element sa circuit. Or algebraic to, algebraic. Okay? So, dapat may positive and negative sign. Kapag, again, passive sign convention, kapag negative power supplying, kapag positive power absorbing. So, pwede nyo actually lagyan ng current. Okay? Current. So, ito, negative PT. Right? Kasi, pumasok sa negative polarity. So, pag sinunod naman natin to, so, negative PT, tapos dapat plus minus ang ilalagay yung polarity. Kasi nga assuming mga absorbing elements yan. Like, let's say, resistor, inductor, capacitor. So, dapat mga positive yung power nila. Plus P1, kasi yung current na inassign natin is clockwise direction. So, pareho sa lahat ng mga elements, yung current ay papasok sa positive polarity. Kaya, mga positive yung power nila. Positive P1, positive P2, positive P3. So, si PT lang yung negative kasi pumasok yung current sa negative, right? Polarity. Then, ito yung summation ng power equal to zero. So, same lang dito, right? Itatranspose nyo lang yung negative PT sa, let's say, sa kanan, magiging PT is equal to the sum ng P1, P2, P3. Okay? Tapos, kung gusto natin kuhain yung energy, di ba ano yung relationship natin? Kanina, ito, power is equal to dW over dt, right? Okay. Paano kung ang gusto nating kuhain ay work or energy given the power na P. Okay? Pwede nyo tong i-cross multiply si dt, bale P dt is equal to TW. Tapos para ma-solve si DW, integrate. Okay, integrate from initial work or energy to final energy W. Ito rin, initial time T naught to final time T. So ito yung formula natin for the energy. Integral ng P dt from T naught to T. Or pwede nyong palitan kasi yung power natin ay same siya sa VI, right? VI. So pwede nyong palitan to ng VI dt. VI dt from T naught to T. Okay. Ito yung formula for energy. So, ang energy pala, okay, energy, define din natin, is the capacity to do work. Okay. And it is measured in joules. Okay, parang yung voltage, di ba? Yung voltage is required siya ng energy para mag-transfer ng charge from one point to another. Okay, kaya yung energy is the capacity to do work measured in joules. So meron tayong important conversion dito. So sabi the electric power utility companies measure energy in watt-hour. Watt-hours or capital WH. Yan sa pag-measure ng utility companies ng electricity natin, right? Gumagamit sila ng watt-hour. And what is the conversion? So 1 watt-hour is equal to 3,600 joule. Okay? Kasi 'di ba yung power is measured in joules per time. Right? Okay? So kapag minultiply mo ng R, which is at a unit of time din, okay, makakancel mo yung time. Babalik ka sa energy na joule. Okay? Yan. Kaya yung watt-hour is a unit for energy. So equivalent daw yung 1 watt-hour to 3,600 joule. Kasi ano lang to di ba? Ano ba yung R? Yung seconds, i-convert mo to R. Ilan yun? 60 times 60. 3,600. Kaya 1 watt-hour is 3,600 joules. Okay? So, ano pang mahalagang concept? Sige, dun tayo sa circuit elements naman. Okay. So, tapos na tayo sa voltage, sa power, sa energy. Ano naman yung mga circuit elements? So, define lang natin para meron tayong idea. Okay. So, an element is the basic building block of a circuit. Okay? Yung circuit kasi, interconnection ng mga circuit elements. Okay? So, an electric circuit is simply an interconnection of the elements. So, sabi nga natin, di ba? So, tapos, kapag nag-circuit analysis na tayo doon sa given circuit, ito daw yung process of determining the voltages or current through the elements of the circuit. So, kapag nagsi-circuit analysis, usually, ang hinahanap natin doon is kung ano yung voltage across an element or the current passing through a certain element. Usually, ganun yung hinahanap natin, voltage or current kapag nagsi-circuit analysis, given an electrical circuit. So, meron tayong two types of elements found in electric circuits. Passive, so yung kasasabi pa lang natin, yung mga passive like resistor, inductor, capacitor, which means nag-a-absorb ng power, right? Then we also have the active. Okay, yung active naman, nagsusupply. Ano yung mga nagsusupply? Usually sa circuit, sila yung voltage source, current source. Okay, yun. Mga active elements yun. Tapos, dun sa mga active elements natin, like the sources, voltage and current, meron tayong two types. Okay, types of sources. So, pwedeng voltage or current source. So, una is independent. Independent source and dependent source. Okay? Ano yung independent source? An independent source is an active element that provides a specified voltage or current that is completely completely independent of other circuit element. So from the word itself, independent source. So independent daw yung values nung voltage or current source sa other circuit element. Okay? Halimbawa, yung batteries, right? Okay? Fix yung value nila, hindi nakadepende sa any element within the circuit, right? So ganito yung symbol ng mga independent sources. Yung pinakita ko kanina, bilog. Okay, dapat bilog yung gagamitin yung symbol kapag independent. Okay, so lalagyan nyo ng polarity lang kung voltage source. Tapos yung value i-denote nyo. Or pwede ring arrow. Okay, kapag current source. Yan. Ito yung symbol for independent. Again, fix yung value nila. Okay? Fix yung value, may ibibigay dyan sa depende kung ano yung value, i-denote nyo yan lagi sa independent voltage and current source, fix yun. At hindi nakadepende doon sa value ng element. Unlike dito sa dependent, okay? Sa dependent or controlled source. So, is an active element in which the source quantity is controlled by another voltage or current, yon, within the circuit then. So yon, from the word dependent sources, active element which the source quantity is controlled or dependent by another voltage or current within the circuit element. So meron tayong different types of dependent sources. By the way, yung symbol nga pala, okay, yung symbol ng current dependent or controlled sources, 'di ba sa independent ay bilog, right? Kapag controlled, ganito yung symbol. Parang diamond shape, right? Okay, diamond shape. So kapag voltage, dependent voltage source, lalagyan nyo ng polarity, plus minus. Kapag current source, dependent current source, lalagyan nyo ng lalagyan nyo naman ng arrow. Okay, tapos depende. Depende yung ilalagay yung value kasi yan, meron tayong types of dependent sources. So yung una is voltage controlled voltage source, or for short, VCVS acronym. Pangalawa, current controlled voltage source, or acronym CCVS. Yan. So, voltage controlled voltage source, VCVS. Current controlled voltage source, CCVS. Depende din sa name yung acronym, di ba? Tapos, yung pangatlo, voltage controlled current source, or VCCS. Pang-apat, current controlled current source, CCCS. Yan. So dalawa kasi, 'di ba? Dalawa yung sources natin, pwedeng voltage source tsaka current source. Tapos kapag voltage source, pwedeng maging dependent either sa voltage or current. Okay? Kapag current source naman, pwede ring maging dependent kay voltage at current. Kaya total of 4 combinations. Okay? So halimbawa dito sa VCVS, so voltage source siya na nakadepende sa voltage sa another element within the circuit. Okay? So ganito yung itsura niya or yung symbol. Okay, voltage source siya, may polarity. Okay? Pero yung ilalagay yung value dito dapat ay nakadepende sa another voltage within the circuit. So let's say, yung kino-consider nating voltage is yung V. Voltage V across an element within the circuit. Tapos pwede nyo lagyan dito ng gain or constant. Let's say a number 3. Okay, so ang value nung VCVS natin is 3 times whatever is the voltage across an element within the circuit. Let's say nasa ano to, nasa resistor. Okay? Halimbawa, sige, mag ano tayo. Mag-illustrate tayo. Okay, ito yung voltage across, let's say, element A, B, C. Yan. Lagyan natin ng source, independent. Yan. So, meron na tayo ditong sample circuit. Interconnection ng mga circuit elements. Lagyan natin ng plus, minus, let's say, 5 volts. Yan. Meron tayong element na A, B, C. Tapos, meron tayong sources. Ano yung sources natin? Dalawa. Isang independent source, voltage source siya kasi may polarity plus minus. Tapos bilog yung symbol, kaya independent. Ang value niya is 5 volts. Tapos meron tayong isang independent. Okay, independent source. So, lagyan nyo rin pala ng polarity to. Mahalaga yung polarity. Okay. So, dito sa independent source, fix yung value niya, 5 volts. Okay? Pero dito sa current source, sa voltage controlled voltage source, nakadepende yung value niya kay voltage across this element A, denoted by V. So yung value nitong VCVS is 3 times the voltage across the element A. So kaya controlled voltage siya. Kino-control or dependent dito sa voltage across element A yung value ng voltage dito. Okay? So paano naman yung second, current controlled voltage source? So pwede nating copy yung same circuit. Okay? So, voltage pa rin siya. Papalitan ko lang. Voltage pa rin siya. So, may polarity ka pa rin, plus minus. Pero, yung ilalagay mo ngayong value dito is dependent sa current. Let's say dito naman, sa current I flowing through element B. So, let's say 5I. Okay, yan. So, this is voltage, current controlled voltage source na kasi voltage source siya na yung value niya is nakadepende sa current flowing through element B. Particularly, I kasi yung current flowing sa B. Dinote natin by I, then imumultiply natin by 5. Okay? So 5I yung value niya. Huwag kayo malilito. 5I lang yung value niya, pero ang unit pa rin dapat niyan is volts. Okay? Volts pa rin yan. Next. Voltage controlled current source. Sige. Nakadepende naman sa voltage yung value ng current. So palitan lang natin to ng same na symbol, papalitan natin ng arrow. Okay. Yan. So ano na yung kino-consider natin? Yung voltage controlled, right? So ibig sabihin, magde-denote lang tayo ng, let's say, voltage within an element sa C naman, plus minus V. Okay, so sabihin natin yung value ng current dito ay 10V. Yan. So, current voltage controlled current source siya kasi yung value niya is nakadepende sa voltage across the element C in the circuit, denoted by V. Tapos naka times 10 lang. So, wag din malilito. Current source ito, kaya although voltage dependent siya, ang unit pa rin nito is amps. Okay? Amps pa rin yan kasi current source. Next. Yan yung last, current controlled current source. So, palitan lang natin. Sige, copy. Yan. Sige, gawin ko namang current flowing through A. Ito, I din. So, current controlled naman siya. So, yung value nitong current source is nakadepende sa current I flowing through A. So, let's denote by, let's say, 25I. Yan. So, current controlled current source, again, yung value ng current source natin na to is dependent sa current flowing through element I with a multiplication factor of 25 lang. Okay? Yon. So, yun yung apat na types ng dependent sources. Yan. VCVS, CCVS, VCCS, CCCS. So, madalas nyo tong may encounter sa circuits. Hindi lang puro mga independent sources, independent voltage or current source, makaka-encounter din kayo ng mga dependent voltage and current source. Okay, ano pa bang concepts ang mahalaga? I think, ayun na. Yun na yung mga concepts na mahalaga. Okay, for our topic for today. Yan, so voltage, energy, power, and circuit elements. Okay? So, tandaan nyo tong mga na-discuss nating concepts. And then, i-apply ngayon natin sila sa sample problems. Okay? So, siguro sa next na lang. Sa next episode, after the concepts, let's have sample problems para ma-illustrate kung paano gamitin yung mga formula and concepts na na-discuss in actual problems. Okay, so sige, hanggang dito muna. Naka 1 hour na rin tayo. See you on my next live. Bye-bye!